In today's video, I'm going to share with you my easy to follow 5-stage motorcycle cleaning guide, and it's going to transform your bike from looking like this to this. Actually, I think I'm going to save the results until the end. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name's Jack, and although I'm not a detailer by trade, I'm a mechanic. I take pride in cleaning cars and bikes, and this is going to sound a bit weird, but I actually enjoy the process and I like seeing the transformation from start to finish. I've also got quite a high standard of detail. If you've seen any of my other videos or my shorts, you'll know exactly what I mean. To be honest with you, I think I've got a mild case of OCD. Anyway, enough about me. Let's crack on with stage one. The chain. Stick your bike on its centre stand or a paddock stand, whatever works best for you. I use this stuff before using a chain cleaner. It helps to break down the bulk of the grime on the chain, and because of that I find myself using less chain cleaner. You dilute it with water 50-50. I use a spray bottle that I bought off Amazon. I'll link both of these up in the description. Spray it on the chain and let it dwell for about 5 minutes. Once it's worked its magic, you can rinse it off with a hose pipe. Some people use pressure washers on the bikes. I think it's overkill, unless it's a motocross bike or an enduro bike that's absolutely covered in mud. Next up, we're going to actually deep clean the chain. I like to use Motul chain cleaner, or this stuff's pretty good too. This is the chain cleaning tool I use. Same again, I'll put both of the links for these in the description. I clean the chain in small sections at a time, so I'll spray it, brush it, spin the wheel and do the next section and just repeat the process. Once you've done this side of the chain, you want to flip the brush around and do the opposite side. Don't do what I've seen some people do online. When they start the bike up, put it in gear, let this wheel spin and then clean the chain. To me, I think that is eventually going to end in tears and you're going to lose a pinky. I like my pinkies. With my little rant over in the chain clean, we can now move on to stage 2, wash. Completely drench the bike in the bike wash and let it soak. Make sure you're getting them hard to reach places. You can even put it on its side stand for this. After it's soaked for a while, rinse it off. I use 2 buckets when washing, one filled with water and the other one filled with water and shampoo. I have grit guards in both buckets. This is the shampoo I use. From now on, instead of me saying I'm going to link stuff in the description, every product you see on the screen will be in the description. I have 2 microfiber wash mitts. One is clean and one is not so clean. The clean one's for the more delicate areas like the fuel tank and the mud guards, the painted parts that I don't want scratching. For the hard to reach areas, I've also got a selection of brushes. With the better microfiber cloth, I'm doing them delicate areas first. I'm not applying too much pressure either. Before I put the wash mitt back into the bucket filled with soapy water, I dip it in the bucket without any soap in. I do this to keep the wash mitt clean, as it will help to prevent any scratches. With the other wash mitt and the brushes I mentioned earlier, I can clean the other parts of the bike. Spoke wheels are a pain in the arse. For any stubborn areas like underneath the engine, I spray the bike cleaner back on and then agitate it with a detailing brush. Once you're happy it's clean, you can rinse the bike off. I think we're just about ready for stage 3, dry. This is what I use to dry the bike. It's a pet dryer. You can get proper automotive ones, but they're well expensive. This was about £60 on Amazon and it does a great job. I've turned the volume of these clips all the way down, but you can probably still hear just how loud it is. and this is on its lowest setting. I also pop off the side panels and the seat when drying. Water gets everywhere. Don't forget, make sure the chain is bone dry. We're going to be lubing that up later on. I don't think you need to see any more of this. Let's move on to stage 4, protect and polish. What I'm doing now is I'm going around the bike with some GT85. This is a water displacer, so if there's any water that's still lurking around from when we washed it, this is going to get rid of it. But not only that, it's also good for preventing corrosion. I've also noticed some spots of tar on the exhaust and at the front of the engine. So I've also got some tar remover, that's going to get rid of that. Before I put the seat and the side panels on, I like to dose all this area with GT85. This is totally safe to use over electrical connections, and it's going to drive out any water that's still lurking about. Wipe off any excess with a clean microfiber cloth. I didn't even use the tar remover in the end. The GT85 got it off with a detailing brush. Well, the detailing brush got most of it off. I had to resort to something else in the end. So here's a prime example of that OCD I was telling you about at the start of the video. Yes, I am cleaning my engine with a toothbrush. Is this normal behaviour? Probably not. Don't worry, it's not my toothbrush. It's my wife's. When it comes to your wheels, obviously, don't try and spray this directly onto them. You're going to get it all over your brake discs. Spray it onto a microfiber cloth first. When using the straw provided, it makes getting in them hard to reach areas a breeze. Concentrate on the engine, the framework, the underside of the bike and the swing arm. You'll notice I've not mentioned anything about the painted parts yet, such as the fuel tank. I'm going to cover them in just a second. This is the products I like to use on them painted parts. The great thing about this is it disguises them swirl marks that you can sometimes see on your vehicle, especially when you're out in the sun. Black Hole is designed for dark coloured vehicles, but Poor Boys also make another product called White Diamond. That's for the lighter coloured ones. Add a few blobs to a microfiber applicator and apply to the bike. Apply to all the painted parts on the bike. After allowing it to haze over, you can now do the satisfying part, buff it off. Using a brand new, clean microfiber cloth, you can buff it off. Check out that shine. I love this stuff and it smells really good too. The bike's taking shape now. I'm not going to record this next section. It's basically what we've just done with the Poor Boys, but now we're going to be using a wax. So this is going to enhance the shine even more, and it's going to give it another level of protection. With the bike waxed, it was time to move on to those shiny parts on the bike. For this, you're going to want some polishing cloths and some Auto Sol metal polish. Apply a good amount of pressure. This is going to cut away that surface layer. I have a proper love-hate relationship with these polish parts. When they're clean, they're literally like the best part of the bike. But when you neglect them and they get like this, they're also the worst. You really got to keep on top of them. So the last time I rode this bike, I made a video on it and I'll link it at the end. So it was a wet day and I rode the bike, come home and I put the bike in the garage. Didn't rinse it off or anything. I put it in the garage for about 5 days without even touching it. And all the cases just started to get some surface corrosion on there because of the salt on the roads. And now it is an absolute nightmare getting it off. I'm going to be here for a while. So yeah, if you don't have a lot of polished parts on your bike, consider yourself lucky. Seeing as you're still watching the video, I'd just like to say nice one. I've got a lot of plans coming up for this bike. You're obviously interested or you won't be watching this now. So if you're not already, why don't you subscribe to the channel? You know it makes sense. I'm going to show you these at the end, which isn't far off now. Stage 5, lube. I bet some of you thought I'd forgot about lubing up the chain. I've not. I just do it at the end. This is the stuff I use. Before you go lubing up the chain, if you think it might be slack and it needs adjusting up, I've got a little tip for you. Just put the bike on its side stand, so the weight's on the back tyre. Whilst the weight's on the tyre, you can just give it a quick pull.
That's what she said. Or he said.
If the chain does move, obviously it's too slack and it's going to need adjusting. I saw a reel on Instagram the other day and someone was applying the lube on this section of the chain, which is the total wrong way. All you're doing there is lubing up the back of the chain. That's not even the section that comes into contact with the sprockets. I spray the inside edge of the chain. I'll start with a reference point like the link, do that section, spin the wheel, do another section, and just keep going until I get back to the link. Then I know I've completed the whole chain and it's all lubed. I fold some cardboard underneath like this to stop any excess dripping onto the garage floor. The final stage for me is to add some tyre shine. I know this is going to probably give mixed opinions in the comment section. I only apply it to the sidewall, nowhere near the tread of the tyre. 12 hours later and the bike's done. Yeah, 12 hours. I'm absolutely knackered, but I'm ready for some before and afters. Get in nice and deep like. Films that off. Dodgeball. What a classic. So clean. You're weird.